The divide between the tribal chief and his bloodline deepens. 13-time WWE champion fires personal shots at Roman Reigns. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Roman Reigns was not thrilled with the Usos getting involved in his match against Bronson Reed at Crown Jewel, Perth. A 13-time WWE champion fired some shots at the tribal chief amid his issues with Jimmy and Jey Uso. The name in question is Xavier Woods. Despite clear instructions to the Usos not to interfere in his match, main event Jey and Big Jim helped Reigns fend off Reed and Braun Breaker during the Australian street fight to open the premium live event. However, Jey would end up costing the OTC the win by accidentally spearing him through a table. It allowed Big Bronson to hit a thunderous tsunami splash to become the second WWE superstar to pin Roman Reigns in a one-on-one match since 2020. In a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, Xavier Woods celebrated Reigns' frustration with the Usos. Woods found it hilarious that the tribal chief didn't invite the twins for Thanksgiving. He also took shots at Reigns for making fans believe that the Bloodline is a close family. Brock Lesnar hates these 8 WWE stars? Watch here. The Bloodline has such a strong family bond that Roman doesn't even want to spend Thanksgiving with them, but ye keep pushing that they are such a cohesive unit. I swear y'all are drunk most of the time, Woods tweeted. Xavier Woods, the 13-time tag team champion, had a feud with the Bloodline back when he was the king of the ring. Reigns famously stomped on Woods' crown during the November 19, 2021 episode of SmackDown. While Roman Reigns showed a lot of restraint after losing to Bronson Reed, the tribal chief wasn't happy with the Usos. Reigns doesn't want to see Jey and Jimmy Uso until Christmas, but what does it mean? It could mean that Reigns is taking another hiatus until December, though he's advertised to appear at Survivor Series War Games next month. His feud with the Vision, or at least Reed, appears to be over for now. Nevertheless, Reigns is no longer a full-time WWE superstar with just 6 matches in 2025. He's also starting to make the transition from pro wrestling to acting, starring as Akuma in the upcoming Street Fighter movie. Juan Paulo David has been covering all things WWE for Sportskeeda since 2020 and has 8 years of experience in content writing. He holds a degree in agriculture but has been a fan of pro wrestling since a kid. This love for the entertainment sport led him to write about it. Juan writes well-researched articles, not only to ensure that he presents readers with correct facts and figures, but also because he wants to learn as much as possible about the topics he writes about. Edge is Juan's all-time favorite wrestler. He grew up watching Edge and Christian and was a huge fan of their tag team. So much so that if he could go back in time he would manage the do, and let them know that he can play their entrance themes with a kazoo. Besides wrestling, Juan loves to watch NBA or a Dortmund game. He also enjoys watching TV and movies during his free time. He works as a writer in SK's basketball division. The cracks within the Bloodline continue to widen as a shocking development has emerged involving Roman Reigns and a 13-time WWE champion. Once considered untouchable as the tribal chief and the face of WWE's dominant faction, Reigns now finds himself in the middle of intensifying turmoil that has reached a deeply personal level. The WWE universe has been buzzing after a top star seemingly fired direct verbal shots at Reigns, suggesting that the era of the tribal chief's dominance may finally be nearing its end. The 13-time world champion in question has a decorated legacy of his own and is known for speaking his mind without hesitation. During a recent interview, the multi-time champion reportedly made comments that many interpreted as a direct jab at Roman Reigns' leadership style and the direction of the Bloodline. The veteran star accused Reigns of hiding behind others and relying too much on his family's interference to maintain his spot at the top, calling it a coward's way to lead. The remarks instantly went viral across social media, with fans debating whether this was a teaser for a future on-screen rivalry or a genuine real-life tension between two of WWE's biggest names. The 13-time champion further criticized the notion of the tribal chief character, saying that true leadership doesn't come from intimidation or manipulation, but from respect and loyalty, values he believes Reigns has completely lost sight of. These strong words have reportedly not sat well with Reigns, who remains away from active competition following his shocking loss at Crown Jewel 2025. Sources close to the situation claim that the former undisputed WWE Universal Champion was furious when he heard about the remarks, feeling that the 13-time champion was trying to capitalize on his downfall and use his name for attention. The divide within the Bloodline only seems to be worsening. Solo Sikoa's recent actions, especially his takeover of the group alongside Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu, have already created chaos, but this latest development adds another layer of complexity. With Roman Reigns on the outside looking in and a respected legend throwing verbal fire his way, the once unbreakable empire appears to be collapsing under the weight of pride and betrayal. Many fans believe that this feud could be WWE's way of reigniting a blockbuster rivalry heading into WrestleMania season. Speculation suggests that the 13-time champion, whose in-ring future remains active, could soon cross paths with Reigns either on SmackDown or at a major premium live event. If that happens, it would mark one of the most anticipated showdowns in years, especially given the real-life undertones surrounding their heated words. Wrestling veterans have also weighed in on the controversy. Some believe the 13-time champion's comments were deliberately designed to provoke Reigns and spark renewed interest in his character. Others feel that the words came from a place of frustration with the creative direction of WWE, where stars like Reigns have been given prolonged title runs and unprecedented control over storylines. The reactions online have been explosive, with many fans divided. Some are siding with the 13-time champion, applauding his bravery for speaking out against what they see as WWE's favoritism toward Roman Reigns. Others are defending the tribal chief, pointing out that his record-breaking run brought WWE back to mainstream relevance and elevated the entire roster. It's no secret that Reigns' aura has dimmed since losing his title, but his influence within the company remains powerful. Those close to him insist that the tribal chief is simply recharging and plotting his next move, and that when he returns it will be on his terms. One source within WWE Creative even hinted that Roman isn't done, he's just waiting for the right time to strike back. As for the Bloodline, the faction's current state is described as beyond repair. With Solo Sikoa now acting as the new enforcer and Paul Heyman caught in the middle, the loyalty once shared among the group's members has shattered completely. Heyman's cryptic on-screen expressions and social media teases have only fueled speculation that he might soon realign himself with whoever emerges as the true leader of the Bloodline. The idea of a confrontation between Reigns and a 13-time world champion is something fans have dreamed about for years. It represents a clash not only of eras but of philosophies, one built on dominance and manipulation, and the other on respect and legacy. Whether this develops into a full-blown storyline or remains a war of words, it's clear that the tension between the two megastars is impossible to ignore. If WWE decides to capitalize on this real-life friction, it could easily headline a major event like the Royal Rumble or even WrestleMania 41. The narrative of a dethroned tribal chief seeking redemption against a legendary veteran who questions his worth could make for one of WWE's most emotionally charged rivalries in recent memory. For now, fans can only wait and speculate about what comes next. Roman Reigns has not publicly responded to the remarks, but given his history of explosive reactions and his need to protect his legacy, it's only a matter of time before he breaks his silence. Whether it happens on SmackDown, in an interview, or through a surprise return, the tribal chief's next move will define the next chapter of his storied career. The 13-time champion's bold statements have not only reignited discussions about Roman's leadership, but also forced the WWE universe to question whether the Bloodline story truly has an end, or if we're simply entering its darkest chapter yet.